Hey guys, and welcome back to Series 3, Episode 8 of the house renovations.
And the renovations are in full swing at the moment. We are currently trying to change the old original kitchen into a downstairs toilet, a utility room, and an entrance hall. We're basically making one room into 3 slightly smaller rooms, but 3 more usable rooms than what was originally here.
Yes, and when we started doing this room a couple of months ago, I thought it would be much further on by now. I thought we would be wallpapering. However, like everything, it always takes about 10 times longer than we thought.
She's basically moaning, complaining at me that I'm taking far too long doing the renovations on this room, but the things I'm doing in today's video, the renovations and stuff, are pretty much everything no one's ever actually gonna see. They just take me a long time to actually do them, as you're about to see in today's video. Okay, so if you watched our previous video, you'd have seen that I basically just built the stud work for our new downstairs toilet, all of this nice bit of woodwork here, and now I've got to do something which I am not looking forward to, and I've basically been putting off for a long time, and I just need to bite the bullet and get on with it, and that is to drill the soil pipe for the toilet straight through this wall, and the size of the hole has to be this big because this is the size of a soil pipe which comes out the back of a toilet. Now this stone wall, being an old English cottage, basically means it's a solid 18-inch stone wall, so there's no cavity or anything. It's solid stone for 18 inches, so I've got the challenge of basically using this bad boy drill. Doesn't work because it's not plugged in. Basically got to drill that straight through this wall, but it's not just a case of drilling the hole through the wall, it's a case of drilling the hole in the right place at the right angle, because if I get it wrong, it's not going to connect to the back of the toilet, and I don't want to have to put up with that mess on the floor. It needs to all connect together. Wish me luck, Holly.
Good luck!
I can breathe. This is one of those like perfect examples of things on a video, which probably takes about 10 seconds on a video, has literally taken me about 10 hours to drill that through. So when people say, why don't you upload more videos, we want to see more stuff, some things just take an absolute eternity to get through, hence drilling through that wall with that massive drill. But it's through, and I'm exhausted.
And it'll be pretty boring to watch you do the whole thing.
Yeah, I should just done like a whole 10-hour one-take video of me attempting to drill through that.
You don't want to see that.
I don't ever want to do that again either. Right, so that will be nice and flush. Elbow means the water can come straight down the corner of that wall. Perfect. So by doing this, as you can see now, we can basically have these hot and cold pipes come nice and tight down this wall. So when I box out these pipes, all I have to do is a bit of boxing here. So like I've said previously in like other videos, when we had the water coming down, twistedly down the wall, That was basically just a bit of a bodge to get the kitchen working like over a year ago. So now we're kind of doing like the fine tuning bits of the plumbing. And obviously these joints and connections are very, very important, because once it's all boxed out and plastered, you're never going to be able to get to this. And we obviously got to make sure now that we're going in the right one. So this is cold, going into this T. Now I would probably say like 90% of plumbing, and now I think about it, 90% of electrics is all just hidden away. Most people don't even know it's there. It's always hidden in walls or underneath the floor or stuck away in a ceiling or something. We only see a very kind of few percentage of the actual electrics or the plumbing, whether that's a light switch we see or the plumbing bits of a sink, because in here in the downstairs toilet, the sink we've actually gone for is going to have an exposed matte black, I think these are called traps or whatever, like the drain bit of the sink. So when this goes on the wall up here, we're going to be seeing this, and that's why we've gone for a nice matte black one rather than your just kind of traditional white PVC plastic one. So we've gone for a bit more of a fancy matte black one here, and also the hot and cold water for the actual tap, which goes on here. The hot and cold water comes through the wall, and then that goes up into the actual tap here. That basically means I'm at that tricky section where I have to work out the exact height of the sink to know the exact height of the wastewater and the exact height of the hot and cold water as well. So when it's all plastered and it's all done, all of these pipes coming through the wall are in the exact position we actually want. And because you cannot really change it after, because obviously it's coming through the plasterboard and it has to all look and be what you want it to be. And I've also had these made up here. As you can see, they're just little copper sections like this with little cap ends on them, because that is a lot smaller than the plastic sort of PVC ones. You can see the size difference there. So when I put these coming through the wall, so they'll be plugged into both of these like this, that basically means that when I put the plasterboard over these, the holes for the plasterboard is going to be nice and flush with the actual copper, rather than having a big hole for this to go through, and then the actual pipe size is a lot smaller. So by putting the copper on, basically means that we can get the plasterboard and the plaster nice and flush up to this actual pipe. As you can see, by putting those two copper bits in here, they are basically exactly the same height, so they're going to be nice and level coming through the actual wall. Okay, so as you can see, the plumbing is pretty much complete now. We've got the hot and cold water, which will be coming through the wall, and these are the exact height. That's why I put this piece of wood on back there with the clips on to hold them at the right height and the right level and the right distance between each other. And I've also squared it across, so the wastewater from the sink, the drainage water, is going to be coming down through here. So this is all on one square level basically. This is the exposed pipe, which I said will connect to the back of the actual sink. Now these copper pipes here, they're not actually going to be visible because I'm going to cut these back and then you put on sort of flexi pipes which go up into the actual sink. So that's why we've just got these sort of makeshift copper pipes here. But now this is all done, that basically means that I can get the plasterboard up onto the internal of this downstairs toilet. just about to say, this is the scary bit now, putting on the bit of plasterboard on the other side of all of that plumbing which I've just done. The reason why it's scary is because it's going to be hidden. I'm never going to be able to get to it ever again, or if I do get to it again, it means I've failed and I needed to basically break a hole into the finished plaster, which I don't want to happen. So yes, this is scary, but also it's quite exciting because I basically, hopefully, never have to see this plumbing ever again, and it means we're another one step closer. So if you have never renovated a house before, I really hope that after watching our videos, one, I hope you enjoy them, but two, I hope you kind of understand that there is so much more that goes into renovating a house. Like we've said so many times before, that we haven't just bought this house to give it a lick of paint and basically just make do with it. We are completely changing it from what it was into what we really want it to be. So there is so much time we have to consider, such as just the thinking time of what do you actually want, the amount of time or the amount of preparation, the amount of research we have to do, and just the amount of time things actually take to do. You think it's going to take you an hour and it ends up taking you 10 hours. You think it's going to take you a week, it will take you a month. Take you a month, it will take you 6 months. Time and money just basically completely run away with you when you are doing a renovation. So if you're considering of doing a renovation, bear that in mind, that things take way longer and cost way much more than you actually think. Again, we have never done anything quite like this before. We've never renovated a house before, and I am basically single-handedly doing this all completely new, completely fresh. You guys have been watching me struggling trying to work out things, and that's why things take a bit longer. If you had professionals in, or if your job is to actually do houses and renovate houses, things would obviously be a lot quicker and a lot easier for you. But I've got to basically think every single step of what has to happen and how to do it, and then how am I actually going to be able to do it. So doing all those things, what we've basically done today or done recently, which is all that hidden work, the things that you will never see, whether that's the stud work of building like a room within a room, or doing the plumbing work and just seeing those final few things. And there is so much stuff hidden behind those walls. I've done a little bit more stud work back here, as you can see. Again, that's all just going to be hidden and plasterboard over. I really hope you have enjoyed today's video and seeing things that basically we will never see ever again, because once it's all done, I'll give it a lick of paint and that'll be it. Well, it's got to be plastered, then a lick of paint. But we are still a very, very long way off. I'm just rambling on. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a big fat thumbs up. It really does help out. And I will see you in the next one, whenever that will be.